ओम वक्रतुंड महाकाय सूर्यकोटि समप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा। सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणी विद्यारंभं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा। गुरवे सर्वलोकानां भिषजे भवरोगिणां निधये सर्वविद्यानां दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करम्। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। साक्षात् कृतं दयानन्दं परमार्थस्वरूपिणं तत्त्वज्ञानप्रशास्तारं प्रणतोऽस्मि परं पदम्। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। ॐ पार्थाय प्रतिबोधितां भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन कृतितां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीम् अष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् अम्ब त्वामनुसन्दधामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणीम्। मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपात्तमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवम्। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। Can repeat shloka number 47, second chapter, 47th shloka. कर्मण्येवाधिकारस्ते
कर्मण्येवाधिकारस्ते
मा फलेषु कदाचन मा कर्मफलहेतुर्भूः ते सङ्गोऽस्त्वकर्मणि। Yogastha Kuru Karmani.
Kuru karmani.
Sangam Tyaktva Dhananjaya.
Sangam त्यक्त्वा धनञ्जय.
Siddhya Siddhyo Samo Bhutva.
सिद्ध्यसिद्ध्यौ समो
Samatvam Yoga Uchyate.
समत्वं योग उच्यते.
Durena Hyevaram Karma.
दूरेण ह्यवरं कर्म.
Buddhi Yoga Dhananjaya.
बुद्धियोगात् धनञ्जय.
Buddho Sharanaman Vichha.
बुद्धौ शरणमन्विच्छ.
Kripana Phalahetavaha.
कृपणाः फलहेतवः.
Buddhi Yukto Jahatiha.
बुद्धियुक्तो जहातीह.
Buddhe Sukrita Dushkrite.
बुद्धे सुकृतदुष्कृते.
Tasmad Yogaya Yujyasva.
तस्माद् योगाय युज्यस्व.
Yoga Karmasu Kaushalam.
योगकर्मसु कौशलम्.
Can mute your mic now. This is a shloka. We are saying 50th shloka, where Bhagavan Krishna gives another definition for yoga. In all these contexts, yoga, unless otherwise specified, it is karma yoga. So karma yoga definition already given. Samatvam yoga uchyate iti. Siddhya siddhi asiddhi. Siddhya siddhayoho. Samatvam yogaha iti. Samattva buddhi yogaha iti. The samattva buddhi, your attitude with regard to the outcome of the results, because it is Ishvara Prasada. Therefore, there is Samattva Buddhi. Without looking upon as Ishvara Prasada, Samatvam is not possible. How Samatvam is possible? Actions being different. Therefore, the results being different. Then the results are not same. The results will vary because actions vary. There are different actions and therefore different results. Therefore, with regard to the action, Samatvam is not possible, actions being different. With regard to the results also, the result is as the result outcome of the karma. That also, there is no Samatvam among them. They are different. Then what is Samatvam? Samatvam is with regard to the karma pala, that which comes as palam, the karma palam, and the attitude towards that the attitude towards that karma pala, looking upon that karma pala as the prasada, that is the attitude, the prasada buddhi. That is called samatva. Otherwise, there is no samatva. How can there be samatvam when there are vividaha karmaha, vividani karmani, vivida karma palani? Therefore, with regard to the karma pala, your attitude, that matters. That makes a simple and ordinary work into a yoga, a karma yoga. So, any work, there is no mean work or superior work. Karma is action. Karma is action. Action is an action. Whatever may be the action. How you look upon the action, attitude. How you look upon the result of the action, that is also attitude. People are in different stages of life, and people are Chaturvida bhajante mam, as Bhagavan Krishna says, Kshatriya, Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, having different varna and ashrama and different stages. So karma different. All can be a karma yogi. Karma being different, karma yoga is not denied for anybody. It is applicable for any varna, any ashrama. People belong to any varna, people belong to any ashrama. Karma yoga is not denied. It means mukti is not denied. Every blessed jiva is eligible for gaining moksha. That is not denied for anybody. There is equality. Whereas in the Vyavahara, there is difference. The difference in Vyavahara has to be accepted. In the Vyavahara, you cannot have the same action performed by the same people. If the same action is performed by all the people, then how the society will function. Therefore, to talk about samatvam, the society in terms of the action, without looking into what it is, it's all nonsense. Actions performed by people belong to different varna, and even within the same varna in different stages will be different. The attitude towards the action, the attitude towards the result, the attitude towards the action is performing action in the spirit of worship as an aradhana. And similarly, accepting the result of action as prasada, as it comes after offering, that is called karma yoga. When that attitude is there, then only it is samatvam. Therefore, here Bhagavan Krishna says, Buddhi yogat karma, kevalam karma, avaram iti. Avaram karma. Here Bhagavan Krishna uses the word Buddhi yoga. Buddhi yoga means karma yoga, because karma involves the application of buddhi. That is why it is called yoga karmasu kaushalam. We will discuss how it involves the application of buddhi. That's important definition. Why karma yoga is called buddhi yoga? It is answered in the next shloka. Buddhi yoga is used in the 49th shloka. Why the word buddhi yoga is used to mean karma yoga? It is answered in the next shloka. Why? Karmasu kaushalam yoga buddhihi yoga iti. Therefore, buddhi means the one who is endowed with this thinking capability. The thinking endowed with this buddhi. What buddhi? Here buddhi is samattva buddhi, the karma yoga buddhi. That is what the buddhi is. The samattva buddhi. Only the person who wants moksha, who thinks, who really analyzes the experiences and decides that moksha is what he wants. When that purushartha nischaya is there, then only the person can become a karma yogi and jnani. So, buddhi yuktaha means the person who is endowed with this samattva buddhi. The one who is a mumukshu, a jignasu, that person, buddhi yuktaha. Buddhi yuktaha, jnana sampannaha, we say, what jnanam? Jnanam endowed with this karma yoga jnanam. Jnana sampannaha, buddhi yuktaha. Buddhi yuktaha, ube, sukrta dushkrute, iha jagati. Iha referring to this atra, here referring to in this karma bhumi, in this loka, where he does karma and earns karma pala. Karma pala in the form of papa and punya. Karma pala in the form of papa and punya. Therefore, he does karma, sukrita karma and dushkrita karma. So, ube sukrita dushkrita, it is a karma. It is dvitiya vibhakti, dvivachana. So buddhi yuktaha is the karta. Ube sukrita dushkrite is karma. Jahati is kriya padam. It's a vakya, the sentence. Buddhi yuktaha ube sukrita dushkrite iha jahati. Katam jahati. How can he give up the sukrita and dushkrita? Let us understand what is sukrita and dushkrita. Sukrita is translated as punyam, and dushkrita is papam. Sukrita and dushkrita. When an action can become a papam or punyam, only through action this papa punya, the result of action, can be gained. Without action there is no papa punya, there is no karma pala, therefore no papa punya. What is papam? Papam is the result of some action that is not desirable, that is not recommended. So the result of an action which is not recommended, or otherwise adharmika karma, that invites papam. The result of a dharmika karma invites punya. So papa and punya, they are the result of action. Papa is the outcome of the action, adharmika action, unrecommended action, the result of that, which comes in the form of unfavorable situation. Unfavorable situation in one's life, that is called papa. Similarly, the result of a good action, which comes in the form of the favorable result, that is called punya. So papa and punya. This papa and punya, that alone binds a person. That alone binds a person and keeps him engaged in samsara. Now, being a karma yogi, he does karma. How can he give up papa and punya? Does he have that capability to give up deliberately the papa punya? Karma yogi doing karma, he has kartrutvam. The jnani doesn't have kartrutvam, therefore no papa and punya accrues to the jnani. Because jnani is one with himself, the Atma. Atma doesn't have kartrutvam. Atma doesn't have bhoktrutvam. Therefore, even though a jnani does karma, karma pala will not accrue to that person, the jnani. But a karma yogi, being a karta, he has got kartrutva buddhi, therefore only he does karma. Because he is a sadhaka, he is a mumukshu, he is a jignasu, he does karma. Therefore, to say that he jahati, he gives up papa punya, then how is it? It has to be interpreted. That when that kartrutva buddhi is there, karma pala will be there. Papa punya will be there. Whether he wants or not, papa punya will be there. Then how to interpret? For that, in the Bhashyam, Bhashyakara says very clearly, Sattva Shuddhi Dvarena, Jnana Dvarena iti. Sattva Shuddhya, that is the karma. The person, the karma yogi does karma for what? For gaining the Antakarana Shuddhi. For gaining Antakarana Shuddhi, that is for neutralizing this raga and dvesha. Raga is liking for an action. Dvesha is dislike for an action. Action means action, the result of action. He has got raga means he has got like for something, therefore he does certain karma, and that invites papa punya. Similarly, he has got dvesha for something, and therefore he does some certain karma and invites papa punya. Both can invite. Raga karma, the karma propelled by raga, karma propelled by dvesha, both can invite papa and punya. When you have raga, you do karma which is not which is not dharmika, that will invite papam. You have raga for good thing, good thing, therefore you do good action, that will invite punya. Similarly, dvesha. You have dvesha for something, hatred for some good thing, then you do some bad karma, it will invite papa. Similarly, when you do a certain karma, that will bring in papam. That will bring in dvesha karma, will not bring in punyam. If you have dvesha for certain karma which are not dharmika, then that is good. That will not bring in even punyam, neither papa. That is a different thing. So karma brings this papa and punya, and therefore papa punya will accrue to whom? The one who has got the kartrutva buddhi. This karma yogi, even though he is sadhaka, is committed to moksha, but he is in the preparatory stage. So therefore, when he does karma, it will come to him. But here it is said buddhi yuktaha jahati. Then how to be interpreted? That is why this karma yogi, he does karma for antakarna shuddhi. So antakarna shuddhya, shuddhi dvarena, that is, once the antakarna, the mind is taken care, and the mind is prepared for gaining jnanam, when the person is no more under the influence of raga dvesha, the person has gained that mind setup, the mental setup, where in which the jnanam can take place. So that he becomes a jnani, atma jnani. Then this papa and punya will not accrue to that person. That is how the line to be interpreted. So sattva shuddhya jnana prapti dvarena sukta dushkrute jahati iti. Then after becoming a jnani, what will happen to the karma phalam? The jnani also does karma, and before jnanam, as a sadhaka, or even before entering into spiritual life, you would have done karma, papa, punya will be there. What will happen to those papa and punya? Prarabdha karma will the prarabdha karma will continue. This sanchita karma will be cancelled from his account. The sanchita karma will be cancelled, but prarabdha karma is there. That is why the person lives. The jnani continues after jnanam. His life, he continues because of prarabdha karma, prarabdha vasha, and he does karma, and whatever karma he had done before jnanam in this life, that will have karma phala. What will happen to those karma phala, whether it is papam or punyam? That the Upanishad itself, Mundaka Upanishad itself says, whoever worships the jnani, adores the jnani, who has got reverence for that jnani, does puja, that person will gain the share of his punyam. Whoever criticizes the jnani, whoever criticizes by words or by action, whatever it may be, that person will gain the papam. He will have the good share of papam of this jnani. So this papa and punya, not there for the jnani. And here the karma yogi, because his goal is jnanam, and therefore he does karma, and through karma, antakarna shuddhi he gains, and jnanam he gains, therefore he gives papa punya. That is the meaning of this vakya. So another way of explaining this is papa. The papa is the result of sakama karma. Papa is the result of sakama karma. Karma which is done with the desires. The action which are done with desires. That will invite papam. If it is not keeping with dharma, it will bring papam. Not that all kamya karma will bring in papam. If kamya karma brings in papam, then the purva bhaga of the Veda need not be done. The voluminous portion of the first portion of the Veda need not be there. If Sakama Karma brings Papa. Sakama Karma, the action, if which is done with desire, and if the action is not proper, if it is not dharmika, then it will bring in Papam. Then the Nishkama Karma, that is the karma which is done in the form of which is done without desires. Without desire means that is this nitya karma, the nitya, naimittika, all those vigita karma. They are done because the shastram says. Because the shastram says sandhya vandanadi karma, it is done. Because the shastram says, therefore it is done. So that those are nishkama karma. Even the Panchamaha Yajna, which a grihastha supposed to do, they come under Nishkama Karma, Panchamaha Yajna. Adhyapanam Brahma Yajnaha, Pitra Yajnastu Tarpanam, Homo Devo Balir Bhautaha, Driyajno Atiti Pujanam. That is, the Panchamaha Yajna is beautifully condensed in this simple shloka. Adhyapanam Brahma Yajnaha. Adhyapanam is teaching. Adhyapanam is teaching. For teaching, you should know. Then only teaching. Swadhyaya Parvachanabhyam na pramaditavyam. Shastram says. Swadhyaya Parvachanabhyam na pramaditavyam. So, Adhyapanam, teaching, Shastram, teaching, Veda, that is Brahma Yajna, or offering doing Yajna and offering to the oblations to the Pitra, that is called Pitra Yajna. So, Brahma Yajna is one, then Pitra Yajna. Pitra Yajna is offering oblations to the Pitra, observing Shraddhadi karma, those are called Pitra Yajna. Similarly, Deva Yajna, worshipping the Devas, offering to the deities, either through Yaga Yajnadi or in the form of the Puja, they are Deva Yajna. Then offering food to the Pashu, animals, Bhuta Yajna. Atitihi Deva Pujanam, then offering or taking care of this guest, rendering hospitality. It's called Nriyajna, it is Narayajna. So, Homo Devaha Balir Bhautaha, Nriyajnaha Atiti Pujanam. These are the Panchamaha Yajna. These Yajna, Panchamaha Yajna, they come under Nishkama Karma. Because these are, by following this, the person gains Antakarna Shuddhi. The person gains spiritual benefits. It takes him towards moksha. Therefore, these karma which are ordained as Vigita by the Shastra, this karma which are ordained as Nitya, Naimitika karma, this karma becomes Nishkama karma. Therefore, by doing this karma, the person gains Punyam. So, Papa and Punya. That's called Sukruta and Dushkruta. Sukruta is good karma. Dushkruta is Papa karma. Nishkama karma is Sukruta karma, invites Punya. Dushkruta karma, Nishiddha karma, doing Nishiddha karma invites Papa. So, Sukruta, Dushkruta, good action, bad action. Sukruta karma takes you near Bhagavan, Ishvara. Whereas Dushkruta karma pulls you down, it keeps you busy in samsara, it makes you turn your back to Bhagavan. Therefore, this person, having gained the Antakarna Shuddhi, having become free from Raga Dvesha and gained Jnanam, he becomes free from both. Sukrita as well as Dushkrita. Iti. The word Sukrita and Dushkrita, it is used by Bhagavan in the Gita itself. It is not that first time it is here. It has been repeated by Bhagavan in the successive chapters. Namam Dushkritino Modaha Prapadyante Naradamaha iti. Dushkritinaha Modaha. That is people who are Modaha, that is unintelligent, deluded people. Dushkritinaha, who are engaged in doing wrong action. Namam Prapadyante, they do not worship me. The 7th chapter, 15th shloka, Bhagavan Krishna says, Dushkritinaha Modaha, people who are engaged in doing wrong action. The deluded people, they do not worship me. Similarly, another place, Bhagavan Krishna says, Chaturvidha Vajante Mam, Janaha Sukruti Arjuna iti. Sukrutinaha, people who undertake good action, they worship me. Bhajante Mam, Bhajante. Therefore, Sukruta is that which takes us towards Bhagavan. Dushkruta is that which takes us away from Bhagavan. So, Sukruta and Dushkruta. And we need to remember that that's karma. Karma is done. Yat kritakam tat anityam eva. Yat kritakam, that which is done. It is because it is done. Because it is done at a particular time, particular place. Therefore, tat anityam eva. The result of that will be anityam. Papa, punya, both are not permanent. Both are not permanent. Papam and punyam, both are parichinnam, because karma is parichinnam. Yat kritakam tat anityam. So karma being kritakam, it is done. Therefore, it is anitya. Karma pala is anitya. So, therefore, both papa and punya, they are anitya. The jnani, the sadhaka, as a sadhaka is not interested in anitya vastu, is not interested in anitya vastu, is interested in atma, is interested in moksha as a sadhaka. As a sadhaka is interested in moksha, therefore both he gives up. Sukruta as well as Dushkruta, both he gives up. So when you can give both? Only when you have understood Atma. Because Atma doesn't have Kartrutvam, Atma doesn't have Bhoktrutvam. Therefore, when you understand, when you gain Jnanam, Aham Atma, Brahmatma, Jagat Karanam, Ishvaraha, that Jnanam, when it is gained, then both will not be there. This hunting for Punyam will be there as long as you are a priority. As long as you want Dharma, Artha, Kama, Ityadi. Dharma, Artha, Kama only. Dharma, Artha, Kama, when that becomes a priority, then you will earn for this Punya. Because you want experience. You want experience, therefore you do karma. But when you are a Shreyorti, you don't desire all these limited results. And for that person who is a sadhaka, his commitment is Shreyas, moksha. But as a sadhaka, how the karma to be done? That is what being said. So, the jnanam, the karta tantra jnanam is also important. Karta tantra jnana, the jnanam of Brahma Atma is vastu tantra. For gaining that, Karta Tantra Jnanam is important. That is yoga. Karta Tantra is, the Tantra means the technique. The technique of doing an action properly. That is called Karma Yoga. Properly means what? Doing with the proper attitude. Attitude-based action. That is Karta Tantra. You have got choice in doing the action. So doing action properly means that the attitude, doing action with a proper attitude, that makes you free from that makes you free from being a karta, that makes you free from being a bhokta. You are free from bhokta means you are free from papa punya. When that is possible? When you have the vastu jnana, when you have the vastu tantra buddhi, that is jnanam. So therefore, Bhagavan Krishna says here, Tasmad Yogaya, with the goal in mind, Bhagavan Krishna says the next sentence, Tasmad Yogaya Yujyasva. Yogaha Karmasu Kaushalam. Therefore, since you are a Shreyavarti, Moksharti, since you have got the Purushartha Nishchaya, what you want in life, that is very clear to you, there is no confusion with regard to that. Therefore, Yujyasva, you get what? You get engaged. Yujyasva. Yujyasva is Lotlakara. Madhyama Purusha, Ekavachanam. Yujyasva. Tasmat Yujyasva. Yujir. The word is the Yujyasva, the Kriya Padam is from the Dhatu, Yujir Dhatu. Yujir, Yoge. Yoge means to connect. You connect to. Like a yoke. Yoke is connected. Yoke on the neck of the oxen, by which it pulls a cart. It is connected. So you just like that, you connect to this technique, the technique of yoga. So it means you engage. You engage in this yoga. Tasmat yoga, yeah. You just why? Yoga karmasu kaushalam. That is the definition of karma yoga. Yoga karmasu kaushalam. Beautiful definition. Kaushalam. The word Kaushalam is it's a very interesting word, Kaushalam. You will see that what it is. Now, what is the general explanation of the word Yoga Karmasu Kaushalam? We will see. And then we will further analyze. Kaushalam is dexterity, the efficiency, or the perfection. So, doing action perfectly is called yoga. This is how it is generally translated. The translation is there is no problem, but doing action properly means what action that has to be mentioned. Otherwise, even a thief who is very good in pickpocketing your purse is also doing his action perfectly. Because it does perfectly, therefore only you didn't notice that. He dexterously took your purse without your knowledge. Perfection in action is called yoga. Is it also an action only? And he is perfected in that. He has got trained in that. Training in doing a certain thing so that you become perfect. Is it what karma yoga? No, that is not the meaning. Therefore, what is the meaning? Yogaha karmasu kaushalam. How to interpret this kaushalam, kushalatva, kushalasya bhavaha, kaushalam. Doing action perfectly means doing action, doing karma, the action which is to be done. What is not to be done should not be done. Doing what to be done should be done. Doing and what not to be done, that should not be done. That should be avoided. For that, you need the buddhi. Unless buddhi is not there, you cannot. Buddhi not there means buddhi not with you. If buddhi is carried over by raga and dvesha, you will do that which is not to be done. You will not do that which is to be done. There will be dereliction, neglecting the duty. When you don't want to do, even though you are supposed to do, even though that what you are supposed to do, you will not do. Even that karma which you are not supposed to do, which is prohibited by the Shastram as well as by the society, you will do because you are got raga for it. So raga and dvesha both have a great say in doing an action. If it is there, if both have a great say in doing the action, then it is not yoga. Then it cannot be karma yoga. Propelled by raga, you do action which is not to be done. Propelled by dvesha, you avoid action which is to be done. That is what is being said here. That should not be done. Then what it means? I gave the negative the interpretation. Negative interpretation is the interpretation in the way that is opposite way. The meaning is same. Now, in the positive way, I said in a negative way. Now I'm saying the same thing in a positive way. That is doing action, doing karma, that which is to be done. Nitya naimittika adhikarma to be done. Dharmika karma, action should be done. Panchamaha yajna to be done. All these are to be done karma. The karma which are nishiddha, prohibited, forbidden karma, like kalanjyam ma bhakshayet, suram na pibet, don't eat flesh, that is, don't eat non-vegetarian food, don't drink alcohol. These are nishiddha karma. Some of the nishiddha karma, Veda says, prohibits. So one should not do. So therefore, the action which is done with discretion, that is called kaushala. The action which is done with discretion, using your buddhi, you do an action. Only when it is in keeping with dharma, you do it. If it is adharma, don't do it. Similarly, in whichever ashrama or varna you are there, you have got duties. So doing duty, whether you like it or not, to be done. How? In the spirit of Ishvararpana Buddhi. It is done with the attitude as an offering to Bhagavan, that Ishvararpana Buddhya, that karma kartavyam. That is that attitude based karma, that attitude based the action which is done, that is called kaushalam. So perfection in action, the dexterity in action. What is the real dexterity? This is what the dexterity is. Using your discretion, whether you like it or not propelled by raga, dvesha, doing your karma, that which is to be done by you, avoiding karma that should not be done by you. That is called kaushalam, kushalatvam. Kushan lanti iti kushalaha. This, the word, how the word kaushalam comes, very interesting word. Who is a kushala? The word kushala means skillful. The one who is skillful is called kushala. Also, the word kushala we use in the vyavahara. Bhavan, kushaliva, we ask, are you all right? It means you are with yourself. That is one meaning. Here it is, kushala means skillful. Who is skillful? This, the Brahmana, during the Bhadrapada Shukla Amavasya, that is the lunar date of Bhadrapada Shukla Amavasya, that is called in the Shastra Kushotpatani Amavasya. That Amavasya is called Kushotpatani Amavasya, Bhadrapada Shukla Amavasya. Shukla Amavasya, Bhadrapada, technically called Kushotpatani Amavasya. You understand, it is Amavasya, some particular lunar date, Amavasya, on that day, the Brahmana, they use the Kusha grass. The Kusha grass they use for all the karma. For Pavitram, it's very important. Kusha, for Tarpanam, it is important. No karma, no yagadi, omadi karma will take place without Kusha grass. Kusha is a grass, Kusha grass. So, they want Kusha grass, every day they use it. For that, they have to collect it. Every day they use it. Not that Kusha grass will be available throughout the year. When rainy season, where you will get it. Therefore, whatever is required for one full year, they collect at one time. So, on that particular Kushotpatani Amavasya day, these Brahmanas, what they do, they pull up the Kushagras from the earth. The Kushagras, they are like thorns. The edges are very sharp. It will tear the skin. If you uproot it without proper care, carelessly, if you uproot, it can cut the skin very badly. It can cut the skin. So therefore, you have to uproot the root, uproot the grass very skillfully. Very skillfully, the Brahmanas, they uproot the grass. So they do not cut it. The kusha grass, they do not cut it, they uproot it. Uproot it in such a way that it doesn't cause any injury to the skin, any bruise, this scratch, no tear on the skin. It can create, but you have to uproot very dexterously, skillfully. Since they can do it skillfully, therefore they are called kushalaha. So the Brahmana, they who can uproot this kusha grass from the earth very skillfully, they are called kushalaha. This is how the word kushala came. So kushan lanti. Kushan lanti means kusha grass. They are clever in doing that. That is why they are called kushala. They are able to uproot the kusha grass without being cut. Without being cut, they could able to uproot. Therefore, kushalaha. Therefore, the word kushalam, from that only that came the kaushalam, the tadita word. That is, they do the work. They do the work dexterously. By similarly here in the context of this karma yoga, doing karma dexterously, efficiently, it means doing karma in a way that it makes you free. Doing this karma, the same karma, doing that becomes the means for freedom. That is called kaushalam. So a karma being same, that is converted into that karma, the binding action is converted to that which makes you free from samsara. That is called skillfulness. That is called kaushalam. So therefore, what is karma yoga? The yoga is dexterity with reference to action. What is the dexterity? Doing the karma. Karma generally binds a person, but the same binding karma, it is done in such a way that makes you free. That makes you free from samsara. That is called kaushalam. How does it make you free? By bringing in the bhavana, the buddhi, the attitude, Ishwararpana buddhi and prasada buddhi. Therefore, yogaha karmasu kaushalam. Karma which generally binds a person, which keeps a person in samsara, that bandha, that bondage is converted. That karma, whose nature is bondage, is converted into the means for moksha. That is why it is called kushala. That is why it's called skill. Skill with reference to the action. So therefore, the technique of converting a binding karma into a liberating karma, freeing karma, it is called kushalam. Therefore, the discussion with regard to the action, the choice of doing the action, how the choice of doing the action is with you by bringing in this attitude. You don't have choice as a sadhaka. As a sadhaka, you don't have choice to neglect the vigita karma. You are supposed to do whatever is ordained for you, the karma you are supposed to do. Whatever may be the karma, whether it is laukika karma, the worldly action, depending on the family responsibility or social responsibility, whatever to be done, or the Vedika karma, whatever the Veda Vigita karma, the karma ordained by the Veda, whatever to be done, that with regard to that, there is no choice. You have to do it. But how you do it? By bringing in this attitude, that makes into a yoga. Therefore, yoga is skillfulness. Yoga is dexterity. If this is understood, then there is no problem in the translation. Skill in action is called yoga. What is a skill? That is what we discussed. So yoga karmasu kaushalam. So therefore, doing karma with the attitude of appreciation of Bhagavan, the Ishvara, that is the Ishvara Aradhana, that is Karma Yoga iti. So here Bhagavan Krishna, he says, advises Arjuna, therefore you be a Karma Yogi. You do the same karma, that is Yuddha Karma. The same Yuddha Karma, you convert that into a yoga. The same Yuddha Karma, convert. The Yuddha Karma, if it is done with the desire to enjoy the kingdom, it will keep you in samsara. But with the desire for moksha, the freedom, you do the same Yuddha Karma, that will make you free. How? By giving you the necessary preparedness for jnanam, and so that you will become free. Therefore, that is the technique. Therefore, that is Kushalam, Kushalatvam. Then this shloka is very important to be understood properly. Otherwise, this can be wrongly understood, and because the wrong interpretations are there, misunderstood. Therefore, this has to be very clearly understood, because it involves the definition of what karma yoga is. Then having given the definition of karma yoga, then the next shloka, Bhagavan Krishna says, we will read that. Karmajam buddhi yukta hi.
Karmajam buddhi yukta hi.
Phalam tyaktva manishinaha.
Phalam tyaktva manishinaha.
Janma bandha vinirmuktaha.
Janma bandha vinirmuktaha.
Padam gacchantya-namayam.
Padam gacchantya-namayam.
Here, one more point I forgot to tell in regard to the previous shloka. This, we talked about this karma yoga karma sukhaushalam. Sometimes in life we get confused what karma to be done, because we face situation where either the intellect doesn't function, or the karma is such that whether to do it or not, whether it, even though that karma is a to be done karma, but with regard to that we have some certain confusion. For that, the Upanishad itself clarifies. The Upanishad says, when you have doubt with regard to doing the karma, Upanishad says for Vaidika karma, we can extend that to Laukika karma also. It says that when you have got doubt with regard to karma, performance of the karma, Shrauta karma, Smartha karma, or even your personal conduct or social behavior, when you have got doubt will come. Definitely doubt will come what to do. The situation where we don't know what to do. Then Shastra advises. Yena prakarena brahmanaha tasmin karmani vritte va varteran tata tamapi vartetaha. Yukta ayuktaha aluksha dharma khamasiho yata te tatra varteran tata te tatra vartetaha. In the Taittiriya Upanishad, in the in the Shikshavalli, at the end, the Upanishad says, you do action by looking at the lifestyle of the elderly people, by looking at the lifestyle of elderly people who are living at that time or place. Yena prakarena brahmanaha varteran tata tomapi vartetaha. Brahmanaha referring to not only the Brahmins here. Brahmana referring to the people, the elderly people, knowledgeable people, matured people who have got experience, who have got knowledge. Look at their lifestyle. Look at the lifestyle and how they would have done the karma, the action, if they were in your place. Or you go and ask them. You go and ask them, you tell your doubts, you get knowledge from them, and do the karma accordingly. They are the people not influenced by the anger. They are the people not influenced by any desires. They are matured people. They are committed to dharma. They have got shraddha in punya and papa. They have got shraddha in shastram. They are not afflicted by kama. That's why ayuktaha. That is yukta ayuktaha. Aluksha dharma kama sihu iti. So therefore, in whatever manner they follow karma, they conduct themselves in society, they conduct themselves in a particular situation, you also follow them. You also do karma as they do. So Upanishad says, when you have got doubt, you follow those great people. But which great people you have to selecting, that is very important. You need to have a model. But what model you select? That involves analysis. That involves your application of your buddhi. There are many wrong models are there currently in the society. Following them, we will end up in falling into the ditch. Therefore, you have to choose those great people whose life is pure, who are not influenced by the personal desires or anger, who have got the maturity, the pakvata. You follow them. That is also karmasu kaushala. That's why Pujya Swamiji used to say, what is intelligence? Intelligence is seeking help. Seeking help is intelligent. You are not endowed with every the buddhi enough to handle things in life, situations in life, people in life. You are not endowed with that. You have got limitation. Whatever may be the limitation, the limitation because of this, this antakarna, that is your mind setup, mental setup, you got certain limitation. The limitation, it is not to demean anybody. It is to accept the fact. Yes, the limitations are there. With the limitations I have, how to handle the situation. If you cannot handle the situation by taking right decision in life, you follow those people who have handled such situations previously. You ask their advice, you take their help. That is buddhi. That buddhi, that seeking help is required. That is kushalatvam, kushalasya bhavaha, kushalam. So that you will not slip from dharma. You will stick to dharma. That is the idea. Therefore, karmasu kaushalam iti. Then the next shloka, which we read, karmajam buddhi yuktahi palam tyaktva manishinaha. Karmajam, karmana jayate karmajam. Buddhi yukta, karmana jayate means that which is born of karma. It's called karmajam. What is born of karma? Karma palam is born of karma. Therefore, karmajam. Karma palam. Buddhi yuktaha, the endowed with buddhi. What buddhi? Here, whenever the word buddhi is used, you have to understand it is karma yoga. Buddhi yoga is another word for karma yoga. Therefore, buddhi yukta, he endowed with this buddhi, karma yoga buddhi. Manishinaha. Manishinaha is the wise people, the jnani. Manishinaha. Jnani means here karma yogi is praised as jnani. Not that he is a jnani. He is going to be jnani, would be jnani. Manishinaha. So let us translate Manishinaha means the wise person. The wise person, wise in terms of doing performing the karma. Therefore, Manishinaha. Purushartha Nishchayaha. Nishchaya Purushaha. He has got the clarity in what he wants. Therefore, he has taken up karma yoga. That person. Therefore, he is wise. Manishinaha. Because we are talking about a karma yogi, not jnani. Manishinaha. Manishi means Manisha Panchakam is there. That is jnani. Manishinaha is jnani. Panditaha. But here we can take the word to be the wise person, the karma yogi, who is endowed with buddhi, buddhi yukta, palam tyaktva, karmajam palam tyaktva. Karmajam, that born of karma, what is that? The results of karma. Karmajam. Karmajam, that which is born of karma, what is that result? Palam tyaktva, having given up the result of the karma. It means they are not focused on the prayers. Their focus is not on prayers. Their focus is not on material benefits. Their focus is on antakarana shuddhi. Therefore, tyaktva. Tyaktva means, the word tyaktva here shows their commitment to shreyas, moksha. Therefore, their focus is not on any of the material benefits. So, tyaktva, having given up. Because their focus is not there, therefore, tyaktva, given up. Given up, not deliberately. They give up. You cannot give up karma pala. Even if you say that I give up karma pala, it will be with you only, because you have done karma. Kartritva buddhi is where the karma pala will go. It will be coming to you only. So tyaktva is, therefore, it is their focus, their commitment. That is how to be understood. So therefore, karmajam palam tyaktva manishinaha janmabandha vinirmuktaha. Janmabandha vinirmuktaha, they become free. Free from what? Janma, which is the bandha. The janma, the jananam, the birth, that is the bandha. From that they become free. From them they become free. How? By this karma yoga. Karma yoga makes them free directly from janma bandha. You have to understand, not directly. Karma yoga na chitta shuddhi. Chitta shuddhya jnana prapti. Jnana prapti is only by guru upasadanam, shastra shavanam, tena janma bandha vinirmuktaha. All these things we have to supply. That is, karma yoga gives them the preparedness for gaining jnanam. The mind is required. That is the preparedness. Ragadvesha to be sufficiently neutralized. They should not, rather than should not, they must be least influenced by ragadvesha. So therefore karma yoga. In that mind only, jnanam can take place. For jnanam, what to be done? You have to go to the guru. Shastra patanam kartavyam. You have to study shastra under the guidance of the guru. Then gain jnanam. By jnanam, you become free from this samsara chakra, which is in the form of janma marana. Therefore, janma bandha vinirmuktaha, becoming free from this, the bondage of janma. What happens to them? Padam gacchanti. Padyate gamyate iti padam. That which is attained. Here, what to be attained? What padam? Vishnu padam, Vaikuntha padam, or Kailasa padam. Here padam means jnanam, moksham. Padam gacchanti. The padam gacchanti, that is, padam is padyate gamyate avagamyate, we have to take, because moksha is only by knowledge. Therefore, jnanam, that is the moksha which is gained by jnanam. That is a padam. Because any other padam is not really padam. Any padam, Vaikuntha padam or Kailasa padam, that padam, that padam is not, it's not really a padam. That is only for the people who are not able to understand what moksha is. For them, Kailasa padam, Vishnu padam, Aikunta padam, iti, some loka is presented. That is for the infants, for the children. Children means for the people who are childlike in spiritual life, childlike in spiritual thinking. For them, it is presented by our Sanatana Dharma, Vaikunta, Kailasa. But if Lord is located only in Vaikunta or Kailasa, then God is also limited. If Bhagavan, Shiva, is located, you call him Shiva or Vishnu, whatever may be. If you confine him only to Kailasha, Shiva. If you confine Vishnu only to Vaikunta, you are confining the Lord to a particular place. If you confine him for him to respond to your prarthana, it will take time. You have to send email and he has to reply. Because distance is there, therefore time difference will be there. Because you are confining him to a particular place. Therefore, Bhagavan being everywhere, there is no particular location for Bhagavan. There is no place difference or time difference. You have immediate contact with Bhagavan because you are that. That is what the Shastram says. That knowledge is called Padam. That Agam Ishvaraha, Jagat Karanam Brahma, Agam Asmi, Agam Brahmatma. I am that. That is the knowledge. And the knowledge is what is referred to by the word Padam. That which is accomplished by knowledge is called Padam. So that Padam, what Padam it is? Anamayam Padam. That which is free from affliction, which is free from troubles, which is free from problem. Amayam means problem. Amayam is unhealthy, illness. It's all Amayam. Na Amayam, Anamayam. Free from problems. What problem? The samsara problem in the form of Janma and Marana. Not only Janma and Marana, even after taking Janma, so many other problems. So many other problems are there. Relationship problem, money problem, so many problems. Government problem, it's another big problem. You have to handle people. All those problems are there. All these are the problem. This problem is not there when you gain that padam, and that is gainable by knowledge. So therefore, Anamayam padam gachanti. K, who gains that? This karma yogi. How? By doing the same karma. The karma what they were lamenting, now after becoming a sadhaka, the karma which they were lamenting and doing, now they do the same karma with the spirit of yoga, with the spirit of worship, Ishvara Aradhana, they do it. And that becomes a means for gaining this padam, this knowledge, that makes them free from this janma bandha, the bondage which is in the form of janma. That is the meaning of this shloka. More on this we will see in the next class. Yam Brahma Varunendra Rudra Marutaha Stunvanti Divyaistavaihi Vedai Sangha Padakramopanishadaihi Gayanti Yam Samagaha Dhyanavastita Tatgatena Manasa Pashyanti Yam Yoginaha Yasyantam Navidusura Suraganaha Devaya Tasmai Namaha. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanta Shanta Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.
धन्यवाद गुरुजी.
धन्यवाद गुरुजी.
धन्यवाद गुरुजी.
धन्यवाद.